Have you ever woken up with a heavy heart or a racing mind? Feeling like you just experienced something far more significant than a simple dream? What if I told you that while your body rests, your soul is in a divine classroom, receiving blueprints for your future and warnings for your protection? Welcome to RationalDeen. Today we are diving deep into the spiritual realm to uncover the 7 specific dreams God uses to speak to your spirit without you even realizing it. You are not watching this by accident. You have been chosen to receive this clarity. By the end of this video, you will gain a profound understanding of the nocturnal language of the divine, and you will never look at your sleep the same way again. Pay close attention, because the message you've been seeking might have already been delivered to you while you were dreaming. When you find yourself walking through the hallways of your childhood home or standing in a house you haven't lived in for years, your spirit is revisiting the foundations of your identity. This dream often occurs when God is pointing toward a specific root or a seed that was planted in your early years, either a promise that was forgotten or a wound that remains unhealed. It is not a mere trip down memory lane, but a divine invitation to address the core of who you are, ensuring that your current growth is built on solid, sanctified ground. In these familiar settings, pay attention to the condition of the house. A broken window or a dusty room represents a specific area of your life that God wants to restore. As a chosen one, your past is often the battlefield where your purpose was first challenged, and returning there in the spirit allows you to reclaim the authority you might have surrendered as a child. God uses this backdrop to show you that before you can step into the massive future He has prepared, you must first settle the accounts of your past and find peace with your origin. The people present in these childhood dreams often symbolize different aspects of your character or specific spiritual influences. If you see a parent or a sibling, God might be highlighting a generational pattern, either a blessing you are meant to inherit or a cycle you are tasked to break. This is the classroom of the soul where you learn that your history is not a burden but a library of lessons designed to sharpen your discernment for the journey ahead. Often these dreams reveal hidden treasures or rooms you never knew existed in your old home, symbolizing untapped potential that has been lying dormant since your youth. This is a clear signal that there is a lost grace or a childhood dream that God is resurrecting in this season of your life. He is reminding you that the pure, unfiltered faith you had as a child is exactly what you need to navigate the complexities of your current adult reality. Ultimately, the dream of the childhood home is a call to return to your first love and to simplify your spiritual walk. It serves as a reminder that no matter how far you travel or how high you rise, your connection to the divine began long ago. By revisiting these spiritual roots, you are being equipped to stand firmer in your calling, knowing that God has been watching over your story from the very first moment you breathed life. When the sky turns dark and the winds begin to howl in your dreams, you are witnessing the refining fire of the divine. These dreams of storms, floods, or raging fires are not meant to induce fear, but to alert you that you are entering a season of intense spiritual pruning. As a chosen one, you are a vessel that must be tested for strength. The storm is not sent to destroy you, but to wash away the structures in your life that are not built on the truth. Facing a massive wave or a rising flood symbolizes an overwhelming situation in your waking life that is forcing you to rely entirely on divine strength rather than human intellect. God uses this imagery to show you that while the world around you may be shaking, your spirit is being anchored in a way that is unshakable. You are learning the art of peace in the midst of chaos, a vital skill for anyone called to lead or impact the lives of others in a turbulent world. If you dream of fire consuming your surroundings, understand that this is the fire of sanctification, intended to burn away the wood, hay, and stubble of your ego and worldly attachments. What remains after the fire is the pure gold of your character, refined and ready for higher service. This dream is an encouragement that though the process feels painful or destructive, it is actually a preparatory work that makes room for the new glory God is about to pour into your life. The natural forces in these dreams also represent the winds of change that are shifting your trajectory toward your true destiny. Sometimes we stay in comfort zones for too long, and God uses the metaphorical storm to uproot us and move us toward the place where we are actually supposed to be. These dreams are a wake-up call to stop resisting the shift and to start flowing with the movement of the Spirit, trusting that the designer of the storm is also the master of the sea. In the aftermath of these intense dreams, there is always a profound sense of clarity and a renewed atmosphere. This mirrors the spiritual reality that once you pass the test of the refining fire, you emerge with a weight of authority that you didn't have before. God is speaking to you at night to prepare your heart, so that when the pressure increases in the physical world, you can stand tall knowing that your spirit has already conquered the storm in the secret place. When you find yourself ascending in a rapid elevator or standing upon a towering mountain peak, you are experiencing the symbolism of divine promotion. This dream signifies that God is shifting your spiritual rank and expanding your field of vision to see beyond the immediate struggles of the earth. As a chosen one, you are being called to come up higher, so that you can perceive the blueprints of your destiny from a heavenly perspective rather than a worldly one. Reaching the summit of a mountain in your sleep represents the overcoming of long-standing obstacles and the attainment of a new level of authority. The climb might have been exhausting, but standing at the top is a confirmation that your period of testing is coming to an end, and a season of influence is beginning. God is showing you that the high places are yours to inhabit, and that He is equipping you with the spiritual stamina required to stay at the top once you arrive. The movement of an elevator specifically points to the speed of the transition God is orchestrating in your life. While others may be taking the stairs, your path involves a supernatural acceleration that cannot be explained by human effort alone. This dream serves as a reminder to trust the timing of the lift. Even if the doors are closed for a moment, you are still moving upward toward the floor where your breakthrough awaits. In these heights, the air is thinner and the view is clearer, symbolizing the purity of heart and clarity of mind required for your next assignment. You are being separated from the noise and the crowds below to receive specific instructions that are only whispered in the high places. This is a divine invitation to cultivate a deeper intimacy with the Creator. For the higher you are called to lead, the more grounded you must be in His presence. Finally, these dreams of elevation are meant to build your confidence against the spirit of intimidation. When you see yourself looking down at the world below, you realize that the problems which once seemed giant are actually small from a divine viewpoint. God is using these night visions to stretch your faith, ensuring that when the physical promotion manifests, your spirit will already be comfortable walking in the greatness He has ordained for you. When your dreams feature the presence of snakes, shadows, or subtle predators, God is activating your gift of spiritual discernment. These symbols represent hidden enemies or deceptive influences in your waking life that are operating behind a mask of normalcy. As a chosen one, you have a target on your back, and the divine uses these dreams as a protective alarm system to alert you to a venomous situation or person before they have the chance to strike your progress. The appearance of a snake often points to a spirit of betrayal or a manipulative person in your inner circle who is whispering half-truths. By revealing the predator in your sleep, God is stripping away the camouflage of your enemies and showing you their true nature. This is not meant to make you fearful, but to make you wise, prompting you to set boundaries and to be shrewd as serpents while remaining as innocent as doves in your own conduct. Shadowy figures that chase you or linger in the corners of your dream represent unfamiliar spirits or generational patterns trying to regain access to your life. These shadows thrive in the dark, But by bringing them into the theater of your dreams, God is bringing them into the light so they can be dealt with. This dream is a call to engage in spiritual warfare and to realize that you have been given the power to trample over every dark force that tries to hinder your walk. Pay close attention to where these threats appear. If they are in your workplace, your home, or your place of worship, God is pinpointing the specific environment that needs spiritual cleansing. You are being shown that there is a leak in your peace or a compromise in your surroundings that needs to be addressed immediately. The dream is your tactical briefing, giving you the upper hand by exposing the enemy's strategy before it can be fully executed. Ultimately, these dreams are a testament to God's intense protection over your life and your calling. He will not allow you to be blindsided by the traps of the wicked as long as you remain attentive to the warnings he gives in the night. You emerge from these dreams not as a victim, but as a vigilant gatekeeper of your own soul, empowered with the divine insight to navigate through any den of lions or nest of vipers with total safety. Finding yourself in a dream where you are pregnant or discovering new, hidden rooms in your house is a powerful sign of spiritual conception. This imagery suggests that you are currently carrying a divine seed, a purpose, a business, or a spiritual gift that is growing in secret. As a chosen one, God is showing you that there is more to you than what is currently visible on the surface. You are in a season of internal expansion, where the divine is preparing your womb to bring forth something that will change the trajectory of your life and the lives of those around you. The discovery of new rooms in a familiar house represents the unveiling of untapped potential and hidden talents that have been locked away within your soul. You might have lived in your house for years, thinking you knew every corner, only to find a door that leads to a vast, beautiful space you never realized was there. This is God's way of telling you that your current capacity is much larger than you believe. He is expanding your internal territory, revealing that you have the resources and the space to take on much bigger assignments than the ones you are currently handling. Being pregnant in a dream often indicates that you are in a gestation period where patience is required before the manifestation. Just as a physical pregnancy cannot be rushed without risk, this spiritual growth requires time, nourishment, and protection from outside negativity. God is calling you to be a careful steward of what you are carrying. Not everyone is allowed to know about your pregnancy yet. This dream is a reminder to nurture your inner vision in the quietness of your heart until the appointed time for its birth arrives. The feeling of surprise or excitement during these dreams mirrors the joy that comes with self-discovery and spiritual breakthrough. It is an assurance that you are not stagnant, even if your outer life feels slow or unchanging. The new rooms signify that the divine is opening up new dimensions of wisdom and understanding within you, preparing you to inhabit a larger version of yourself. You are being upgraded from the inside out, and the walls of your old limitations are literally being pushed back to make room for your future glory. Ultimately, these dreams are a message of hope and destined growth. They serve as a confirmation that the chosen one path is one of constant evolution and discovery. God is the great architect, and he is showing you that he has added an extension to your life's plan. When you wake up from such a dream, walk with the confidence that you are heavy with destiny and that the house of your life has far more room for success and impact than you ever dared to imagine. When you find yourself in a classroom sitting before a wise teacher or reading from an ancient scroll in your dreams, you are entering the night school of the Holy Spirit. This is a place of direct revelation where your spirit is being bypasses the limitations of your logical mind to receive deep, esoteric wisdom. As a chosen one, your education doesn't stop when you close your eyes. In fact, the most important lessons regarding your calling are often delivered in the silence of the night. God is downloading instructions, strategies, and truths that will become your secret weapon in the waking world. Being a student in a dream classroom signifies a heart that is humble and ready to be molded by divine truth. The teacher in these dreams, whether a figure of light, an elder, or a symbolic presence, represents the voice of God guiding you into all truth. You may find yourself learning a new language, solving complex problems, or listening to a lecture on spiritual laws. This is God's way of sharpening your discernment and expanding your intellect so that you can navigate the complexities of your mission with a wisdom that exceeds your natural age or experience. Reading from scrolls or books in a dream is an indication that your book of life or your specific destiny mandate is being opened to you. These are not ordinary texts. They are the blueprints of your purpose and the keys to your next season. Often you may not remember the exact words when you wake up, but the data has been successfully uploaded into your spirit. You will find that in moments of crisis or decision-making during the day, the right answer will suddenly pop into your mind. This is the result of the midnight schooling you received. The classroom setting also suggests that there are certain tests you must pass before moving to the next level of your spiritual journey. If you feel prepared and engaged in the dream, it is a sign that you have mastered your current lessons and are ready for promotion. However, if you feel confused, it is a gentle nudge from the divine to pay more attention to the spiritual principles you have been neglecting. God is a patient educator, and He uses these dreams to ensure that you are fully equipped and certified by heaven before you are released into your public ministry or leadership. By the end of these dreams, you often wake up with a sense of knowing that you cannot explain. This is the mark of a chosen one who is being taught by the divine. You are being given a competitive advantage in the spirit realm because you are receiving information directly from the source. This nocturnal instruction ensures that your path is guided by light rather than guesswork. Always honor these dreams by asking for further clarity when you wake, for the great teacher is always ready to continue the lesson in your conscious moments. Finding yourself standing in a public place without your clothes or realizing you are completely unprepared for a critical exam is a profound spiritual message regarding radical vulnerability. These dreams are not meant to shame you, but rather to highlight the areas where you are still relying on your social mask or human effort instead of divine grace. As a chosen one, God often uses this imagery to strip away your ego and your reliance on outward appearances, forcing you to confront the truth of who you are when all your worldly defenses are removed. Being naked in a dream often symbolizes a state of spiritual transparency that God is requiring of you in this specific season. It is an invitation to stop hiding behind your titles, your past achievements, or your carefully constructed persona. The divine is showing you that you are fully seen and fully known, and that true power comes from being authentically yourself before the Creator. This dream serves as a purification process, removing the garments of pride or self-sufficiency that have hindered your spiritual sensitivity. The anxiety of being unprepared for a test represents a fear of failure or a feeling of inadequacy regarding the massive calling on your life. God uses this scenario to remind you that you cannot study your way into a divine breakthrough through mere intellect. It is the Spirit that qualifies the called. You are being shown that your own strength is insufficient for the assignment ahead, and this realization is the first step toward total dependence on God. It is a call to surrender your anxiety and trust that the divine will provide the words and the wisdom when the moment of the true test arrives. These dreams also act as a mirror to your spiritual nakedness, showing you that you are currently exposed to certain spiritual influences because you have not yet put on your full armor. It is a wake-up call to dress yourself in the truth, righteousness, and peace of the divine. By experiencing the discomfort of exposure in a dream, your spirit is being alerted to the need for better protection and a more solid foundation in your daily walk. God is preparing you to stand before kings and crowds, but first, you must be comfortable standing before Him with nothing but a sincere heart. In the end, waking up from these dreams should bring a sense of relief rather than embarrassment, for they signal the end of a performance-based lifestyle. You are being released from the heavy burden of trying to appear perfect to others. The divine is telling you that his strength is made perfect in your weakness and that your vulnerability is actually your greatest asset as a chosen vessel. Once you embrace this truth, you will find that you no longer fear being seen, because you are anchored in the unconditional acceptance of the one who called you. The sensation of soaring through the air or watching heavy chains fall from your wrists is the ultimate signature of spiritual liberation. These dreams signify that the invisible barriers which once held your family or your spirit captive have finally been shattered by divine intervention. As a chosen one, you are often the chain breaker of your bloodline, and these night visions are a legal confirmation from the spiritual courts that you have been granted full autonomy and freedom to fulfill your destiny. Flying in a dream represents your spirit gaining ascension over the limitations of the physical world and the gravity of your problems. It is a sign that you are moving in a higher dimension of faith, where the logic of the impossible no longer applies to you. God is showing you that you have the ability to rise above the drama, the gossip, and the stagnation of your environment. This is a gift of perspective, allowing you to see the path ahead from a bird's-eye view, unhindered by the obstacles that stop those who are walking on the ground. The falling of chains or the opening of locked doors symbolizes the breaking of generational curses and stagnant patterns. If you have felt stuck in a cycle of poverty, depression, or delay, this dream is God's way of saying, the time of your imprisonment is over. You are witnessing a supernatural jailbreak, where the bars of your past are being removed not by your power, but by the breath of the Almighty. It is a signal to stop acting like a captive and to start walking in the authority of a free person. This type of dream often follows a period of intense prayer or internal struggle, serving as a divine receipt that your petitions have been heard and granted. The feeling of weightlessness or the sudden ease of movement indicates that the heavy yoke you were carrying has been exchanged for a light and easy burden. You are being recharged with spiritual energy, ensuring that when you wake, you possess the boldness to take the risks you were previously too afraid to attempt. Ultimately, these dreams are a celebration of your victory in the unseen realm. They are given to you to build your spiritual memory, so that when the enemy tries to tell you that you are still bound, you can point back to the vision of your flight and your broken chains. You are a pioneer of freedom, and these dreams are the evidence that the skies are open to you. Go forth with the knowledge that the one who set you free in the night will sustain that freedom in the light of day. As we close this chapter tonight, remember that your sleep is never just lost time. It is a sacred bridge where your spirit meets its creator to receive the blueprints of your destiny. You were chosen for this specific journey, and these dreams are the evidence that you are being guided, protected, and prepared for greatness even while you rest. The divine never speaks without a purpose, and now that you have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, your nights will become your greatest source of strength. What did you discover about your own journey today? Which of these 7 dreams have been appearing in your life lately? I want to hear your stories in the comments below, as your experiences often hold the keys that unlock someone else's understanding. This community is a place for growth, and your voice is a vital part of this spiritual awakening. To show that you've made it to the end of this journey and to help our message reach more chosen ones across the globe, please type the word "seem to awakened" or in the comments. By doing this, you are not only supporting the channel but also making a declaration to the universe that you are ready to walk in full clarity. Thank you for being part of the RationalDeen family. Stay vigilant, stay connected, and remember, while you sleep, your destiny is being written. Until next time, may your dreams be clear and your path be light.